I begun to be this day, and I say it is indeed a terrible thing that the ones claiming to be my people will not stand in my judgments. That is, they will not align themselves with the truth, but rather they have turned aside unto lies. And I say that they will not stand to judge evil, to judge iniquity, to judge perversion and all manner of iniquity, but I say they shun the same. And I say they go on in compromise and pretension, hypocrisy, and I say they bring the wrath upon themselves. For I say it is true in this wicked generation that I, the living God, am bringing the wrath upon multitudes of those who claim they are mine. And I say that I'm doing it because they have withstood me rather than standing in me. That is, because they have refused to execute judgment against that which I, the living God, do hate and despise. I say that they will be held accountable before me. And I say it is me, the living God, who has promised that they would be under my wrath. For I say that I, the living God, did intend that my own people would be steady in the truth, relying upon the same and declaring outrightly who I am. But I say when the ones who claim that they are my people refuse to stand against perversion and all manner of evil, I say that they cause the same to come in like a flood. And I say they cause that which they declare is of me to be fully filthy and permeated by sin. And I say it is because they have refused to stand up against that which is evil. That is, they have grown so non-concerned with their repetitive chorus of thou shalt not judge. I say they have brought themselves under wrath. For I say they refuse to bring forth righteous judgment. And I say it is because they are hypocrites full of vileness. That is, they are pretenders and mockers, scoffers, who are pursuing the course of their own lust. Therefore I say they are afraid to judge against the same. And I say it is because they have left off serving me. I say they are more concerned with serving the world, of being accepted of the world and applauded of the world, than they are being approved of me. And I say that I, the living God, am thoroughly disgusted with the condition that they are in. I say that I, the living God, never called my people to refuse to stand in my judgments and come under the curse from me. But I say they have done it and continue to do it, and I say they are more conformed unto the world than they are conformed unto me. Then I say they have the audacity, the pride, to declare that it is me that they love, that it is me that they serve, but it is not true. I say this day that I, the living God, delight when the ones who are claiming that they are my people would be willing to stand against sin. That is, that they would be willing to stand up against the sin first off in their own lives and be standing in righteousness against the same. But I say because the ones who say that they are my people are so weak, so feeble, so encrusted with sin, I say they cannot stand up against the same. But I say they bow down, because inwardly they are weak and fearful. Inwardly they are doubtful, mistrusting me. Now consider, if a man will stand against sin in his own life and refute and rebuke the same, then he's able to stand against sin in others. But I say that if he's ever compromising and pretending, what is it that he does? I say that he causes himself to be weak, and likewise others likewise. For I say that his influence will not be for righteousness and truth, but his influence will be for hypocrisy and lies. And I say that he will bring forth those who are weak and feeble just like himself. I say if you look at the entity that calls itself my church in this wicked generation, what is it that you see? I say you see that which is encrusted, infected, and vile, and a shame unto my name. And I say you see multitudes of them who are nothing but cowards, who are unwilling to face the sin in their own lives. And I say they are compromising the truth on every hand to make accommodation for sin. I say how disgusted, how thoroughly disgusted I am, and yes, they are cursed by me. And yes, they are liable for the wrath, the fury, the indignation revealed. For I say, if men will not stand for me, why should I be a shelter unto them? And if men will not stand for me, why should I, the living God, stand for them? I say it is disgusting unto me that none will rebuke and refute the sinfulness that is found in their own lives. And I say they go on putting on vain shows, proud displays, and I say they are nothing but empty-headed fools. For I say they are refusing to allow the inward work. I say that everything is a show, and all the while they are boasting one to another as to how great they are. But I say their opinions are merely their own and not mine. For I say they are not great before me, but I say they are cankered, they are filthy, they are vile. I say they are not impressing me, but I say they are proving to be stupefied fools. And I say it is because they have chosen to oppose me, they have chosen to walk afar off from me. And I say they've strayed from the way of righteousness into the way of filthiness, and I say they are loving it so. I say it is time that I, the living God, am cleansing the earth, and I say that I'm cleansing my name of all of those who are filthy, polluted, and vile. That is, the ones who claim that they are my people, yet they will not live in me. That is, they will not take a stand for the truth and stand up against sin, even in their own lives. But I say they are ever compromising, bowing down, double-minded fools who are of no use to me. I say that I, the living God, never called thee to be a weak, double-minded fool, but I say that I've called thee to stand in the truth. That is, I have called thee to come forth in the truth, the light, the mercy that I provide, ever thankful unto me. And I say that I've called thee to be directed, corrected, and given the truth upon thy path. For I say it is me, the living God, who is righteousness and truth, mercy and hope and peace always. I say this day that I, the living God, am the one ever present to give to thee the way wherein you are meant to walk, to give to thee the truth and the light upon thy path. And I say that I am the one who will guide thee forth, if you will but remain in humility before me. That is, if you will be humbling yourself, bowing down, and coming forth in the truth, the light, the mercy that I provide. For I say it is me, the living God, who will be ever present to guide the man, the woman, who is needy of me. But I say when a man will refuse to face his own sin and confront the issues of darkness in his own life, then I say he is simply a mocker and a scoffer. For I say that all of his big declarations are nothing but wind, for there is no substance in the same. And I say that he cannot speak the truth because he is not living the truth. But I say he is simply a mocker and a scoffer who has chosen to bow down to the evil within rather than refute the same. I say you are living in a time when few and far between will allow me, the living God, by my Spirit to lead them in the inward work. That is, whereby they can stand up against the darkness, the evil, the iniquity that is found within them. And I say because they cannot be standing up to those vile and wicked things, how can they do anything for me? For I say they are merely showmen who put on vain shows, while inwardly they are cowardly fools who are only given to pride. I say this day that I, the living God, am looking for the ones who will allow me to get into their stuff. That is, the ones who will allow my Spirit to ferret out the sin, the iniquity, the darkness, the false accusation that lurks in them, that they can indeed be vessels purified and brought forth by me, ever useful unto me. But I say, because men want to put on vain shows and hypocritical pretension, I say they are ever refusing to allow me, the living God, to get into their stuff. Now stop and consider that when you are hiding things you think from me, you are nothing but a delusional fool. For I say there is nothing hid from me, and I, the living God, will curse all the ones who refuse to judge themselves. That is, they will find themselves somewhere along the line being judged by those who are of the world. And I say it is happening even now that the ones claiming to be my people are being judged and will be judged to a greater degree by the world because they have refused to stand in my judgments against their own sins. I say this day that those who refuse to stand in my judgments will be cursed by me. And yes, they will be receiving of the wrath, the fury, the indignation that I bring forth. Now look at the stupidity that is in the proud display, in the proud array of the so-called Christian nation. I say it is by far the most murderous nation upon earth, has the most bloodshed upon its hands, and is full of hypocrisy and thievery, debauchery, and vileness on every hand. And consider likewise that it's exporting all manner of filthiness, and even coercing lesser nations to agree to the same. That is, trying to push a perverted and vile agenda upon those who have come in out of darkness and want the light, and trying to make them say that wrong is right, because this intoxicated nation is so drunk on pride that it is declaring the same. Now consider that such a nation as this is still using my name, when really they are a shame, a disgrace unto me. I say that I, the living God, never ever intended that men would grow so proud they refuse to stand in judgment against their own sins, but instead they are ever making up pretension and hypocrisy and delusion for the same. That is, they are ever pretending that it is not so, that it is not true, when the same is evidenced day by day. That is, that men have taken away that is evil before me, and I say they pay for the same. For I say, if you look at the reality of the facts as they are, I say you see a nation that is under woe. That is, because it is me, the living God, who has cursed the land, because those declaring that they are my people have refused to stand in judgment. I say, when my own people will stand in judgment and judge themselves, I say that I, the living God, will honor them for the same. And I say that even the blessedness of my mercy will reflect upon the land. But I say, as you can see, if you look around, that my own people, through their iniquity, their darkness, their whoredom, have brought nothing but curses multiplied. And I say they still go on in their own headstrong way, even when the world can see that I am bringing forth my wrath. That is, they say somehow that the wrath revealed is not of me, that it is of the lesser force of darkness, that it is the work of the devil that never had the control that they claim that he has in this world. I say they refuse to face the facts that I, the living God, am angered and full of wrath at this sinful, perverted, and vile generation. So I say they go on making up more lies, delusions, and falsehoods, and I say they believe the same. And yes, they dig their heads even deeper in the sand until their nostrils, their eyes, and their mouths are filled with the same. But all the while they are claiming that it is my love, my love, my love, when I, the living God, am showing forth my love to my wrath revealed. That is, they cannot accept the fact that I'm sorely displeased, because they will not accept the fact that I am displeased with them. That is, they still are stubbornly refusing to judge themselves, to see their own sins. And I say they grow blinder by the day, their eyes are overgrown with cataracts. And I say that they are wondering why it is that things do not go their way. I say that I, the living God, am cursing them. And I say that the curses are multiplied because men refuse to walk in judgment, to stand in judgment, and accept the same. I say this day, if I, the living God, do show you sin in your life, do not act as though it is not there. And I say, if I show you the iniquity of your heart, I say, be repentant and confessing your sins unto me. I say, do not be as the blinded fools who say that it is not true, it is not true, and go on in their hypocrisy, their pretension, their pride, grossly deluded day by day. For I say that I, the living God, never called men to live as they live, yet I say that they do, because they refuse to stand in judgment. And I say that all who are refusing to stand in judgment against their own sins, against the sins of others, and against the sins of the nation are simply liars and deceivers. That is, they are literally elements of destruction and damnation, because they will not square up with me. And I say that they will not face the facts as they are, but I say they choose to live in delusion, and it shall prove to be their damnation. I say this day that I, the living God, am not withholding my wrath from the hypocrites, the pretenders, the fools who go on in their proud array. And I say that you will indeed see my wrath ventilated upon them, and they justly deserve the same. I say, do not give yourself to false compassion or pity for the hard-headed fools who are stubborn against me. But I say, be giving yourselves to aligning with me, to standing in the judgments that I declare. And I say, be thankful that it is me, the living God, who is bringing forth my wrath revealed in this wicked generation.